Hi everyone, welcome to your Methods of Social Studies course for middle grades. My name is Jenny Gallagher. I'm not a huge fan of the screencast, but I'm going to get used to it for you guys this semester. I've sent you an email with your first assignment that is a bit of reading and an entry ticket. You're going to submit that on Blackboard by Wednesday night. There's also a discussion post due on Wednesday night, and then you'll respond to 3 classmates by Friday night. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple this week. The discussion post is really just going to be introductions, getting to know you. The entry ticket did get into some important reading that I want to have you discuss a little bit more next week. But that is, you're going to, again, upload your entry ticket onto Blackboard under assignments. It's entry ticket number 1. You're going to do the first discussion board post. That's discussion board post number 1. That's due by Wednesday. And then you're going to respond to 3 classmates, which is everyone else basically, because there's 4 of you, by Friday. So that's the task for this week. I'm going to show you kind of the plan moving forward in this quick screencast as well. There are a number of tools that I want you to see. So I know you can see the Blackboard right here. So I do a lot on Google. And so what you got from me was an entry ticket on Google Docs. You're expected to copy it, paste it into a new doc, and then upload that doc as your assignment. I'm just going to back up here a little bit because everything's not showing up. So really, you'll use Blackboard a lot for submitting stuff, but a lot of our materials will be linked in through Google. So on the Blackboard, probably the most important links that you need to see are the ones that show where the syllabus is, etc. So under course info here, I finally figured it out. There is a link to the course syllabus, and there's a link to the course schedule. So I'm going to open up that course schedule because that's the really important one right now. And on the course schedule, it says what we're thinking about this week. What is the purpose of middle school? What's the purpose of social studies? So thinking about those first readings. And you're going to do the entry ticket. Excuse me. You're going to watch this screencast, which you're already doing. You're going to do a discussion post, and you're going to respond to 2 or 3. I better make that the same, 2 or 3 other classmates. A discussion post, and again, that discussion post is just a getting to know you kind of activity. I want to go through the syllabus a little bit because I want to talk to you a little bit more about what this course is all about. The syllabus is linked in here. I've never taught this course online before, so this is going to be a new challenge for me because a lot of what we do in the class is very hands-on. It's trying out strategies. It's reflecting on those strategies after we've tried it out. So this is going to be a new thing for me to figure out how to make sure you guys are getting the same education online, but I am very determined to do that. A lot of times what that might look like, though, is recording what is happening in our class on the campus. So it won't just be a screencast of me talking to you like this. It'll be a screencast of what we've done that day. And so then I'll have your discussion post be reflecting on what you saw, what you heard, your thoughts about some of those strategies that were used, etc. So that's kind of what it'll look like for most of the semester. Now, all of you have an internship assignment, so you're all teaching in school somewhere, and that internship will be key for this course because in that internship, you are going to teach 3 lessons that you prepare in this course. And so there's a big link between the internship and this course. And so make sure that anything I'm talking about when I say in the internship, that you are making sure that that's happening in the internship so that moving forward, you'll be able to do the assignments in the class. For example, your 3 lessons are going to be based around a topic that your internship teacher gives you. And so we will need to know that topic by a certain date in order to get started on some of our assignments. All right, so this is your Methods of Social Studies course. Some of you, I know it's your first concentration. Some of you, it's your second. Either way, I take it as, yay, you already love social studies, or B, Maybe social studies isn't your first choice, but you at least loved it to make it your second. And no matter what, you are all going to get licensed in social studies by the end of this program with this one course of teaching middle school social studies. And so I take it really, really seriously, getting you prepared to be able to teach middle school social studies from this one course. And so it is a rigorous course. It's a really rigorous course. There's lots of readings. There's especially a lot of readings at the beginning of the course. And then the readings taper off a little bit once you start having a lot of assignments due. So this course is about helping you to understand what social studies is all about, what's the purpose of it, what are the methods of social studies. And so if you look up at this heuristic I have here, this is how I'm thinking about the course and social studies. A lot of people think it's just these classroom strategies down here, that's what the methods are, but there's a lot more to the methods of social studies here. So we're thinking about our own identity and our students' identity and how that impacts what we're doing in a social studies classroom. And then we're not just picking strategies randomly and picking topics and content knowledge randomly or memorizing dates and facts. We are going to come up with compelling questions of inquiry. We're going to use the tools of each of the social science disciplines. And within those tools, the concepts, the resources that discipline uses, that's where we're going to come up with these strategies. So we need to understand all of this in order to understand what the methods of social studies are. It's not just these strategies down here. And then context is down here because, of course, whatever context you get into in a classroom is going to determine what you're doing in social studies. All right, so I'm trying to be really quick here because I only have 10 minutes of free Screencast-O-Matic. There is no textbooks to buy for the course right now. However, you might choose to buy your counter-narrative YA book, which is a young adult book that you're going to choose later on in the semester, or you can rent it from the library or even borrow it from me if you're close by. You may also choose to buy some kind of theory book or resource for your professional development inquiry cycle, which is one of the last assignments in the course. Some examples are there, but those aren't necessarily what you will look for yours. It's that inquiry cycle is all about you thinking about what you need to inquire into to become a better social studies teacher. Some course policies. Make sure you're doing things on time. There are point deductions for late assignments. Make sure that the discourse on the discussion boards stays respectful. We will be talking about some controversial issues, and so it's always important that you're really thinking about how you're meaningfully engaged in that conversation in a way that shares your opinion, of course, but is respectful of other opinions that will be discussed online. Let's see. Down here, it goes through some of the assignments. So the entry tickets and discussion posts are worth 1/5 of your grade. They're worth 20% of your grade. And then there are a number of other assignments that we will do throughout the semester. The big one revolves around that inquiry for practicum teaching. So we are going to, once you get your topic for your social studies teaching, you are going to investigate that topic. You're going to do an inquiry of that topic, coming up with questions for yourself. You might get a topic such as Mesopotamia, and you don't know anything about that. So you're going to have to develop questions for yourself, and then you're going to have to go find valuable resources about that topic and answer your own questions. So that's what this inquiry for teaching is. You're going to end up writing a content paper through that process. Then, using that new content knowledge, you're going to develop a mini inquiry social studies unit that has some course goal, unit goals, unit objectives, a pre-assessment, a post-assessment, and 3 linked lessons. Okay, so that social studies unit is broken down into 3 parts. So as you can see, that inquiry for practicum teaching, the content paper, and the social studies unit together is worth half of your grade in here. And then the last assignment is that professional development inquiry cycle that we'll do at the end of the semester. Towards the end of the semester, you're going to kind of gather, maybe I need to really learn more about how to lead really good discussions in a social studies classroom. You can do that inquiry, and then you can engage in resources that are specific for that improvement that you want to make in your classroom practice. And I'm going to help you through that and offer you lots of ideas for what to do about that. So that is the gist of the course. I want everybody to feel really comfortable in that it doesn't matter what kind of content knowledge you have coming into this course regarding social studies. If you know two signers of the Declaration of Independence, or you don't know two signers of the Declaration of Independence, that kind of content knowledge is not going to make or break you in this course. What is going to make or break you is your willingness to engage in inquiry to learn more. And so I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I just don't remember anything from history. That's not what's going to make the difference in this course. It helps, and you will gain more content knowledge throughout the course, but that's not the goal of the course, and it's not expected that you have a ton of content knowledge coming in. That's why we're doing this inquiry for teaching assignment. Okay, everyone? That is all I have about the syllabus, about the course, about logistics. That's all I have for right now regarding that stuff. I did want to talk to you a little bit about, I'll let you know a little bit about me, since you're doing discussion posts on that as well this week. So my name is Jenny Gallagher. This is my second year here teaching at ECU. I am originally from northern Wisconsin, way up by Lake Superior, actually in a city called Superior, Wisconsin, where it is freezing cold. And I originally did my teacher preparation at the University of Minnesota, and after that got my first job in Colorado. And that was the job that I loved and I thought I would be at forever. I was a 7th grade geography teacher in a middle school that I loved. I loved who I worked with. I loved my students. But my husband's job brought us to Iowa. And at that point, we knew we wanted to have another child, and we were kind of thinking about childcare costs. And I decided that I needed to be part-time in order to make it work for us. And so the only part-time job I could find was teaching at Iowa State University as an adjunct. It was not a blip on my radar to ever be a professor. Sometimes I pinch myself that I am a professor. It's crazy to me, but it wasn't anything I thought I would ever do. But I found that I really, really love teaching teachers. I love teaching people who are coming into the profession. I love teaching people who are already in the profession. But I knew that if I wanted to make a career out of it, I had to go get my PhD. And so that's what I did at Iowa State for the last 5 years. Graduated there in the spring of 2017, and then I got my first job as a professor here last year. But the whole time I was getting my PhD, I was teaching methods of social studies, so I've taught methods of social studies now for about 8 years. And so even though I'm fairly new to ECU teaching this, I have been doing it for quite a while. And the middle grades methods are something that I really love because that's where all my experience was. And so I can bring in stuff I did in the classroom. Sometimes it's good examples of something, and sometimes it's things I wish I would have done quite a bit differently now that I know better. So I get to use all that experience to help you guys think further about social studies. If you have any questions at all, feel free to shoot me an email before those assignments are due. Otherwise, you'll be hearing from me on your discussion boards, and I will be grading your entry tickets with lots of comments and notes. That's how I'll be checking in to making sure you're getting the content you need each week. And I wish you all the best this week. It's a crazy busy week, and I apologize not getting the screencast to you until now, but I hope it was helpful. And again, please email me and stay in touch if you need anything at all. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.